Ow, ow, ow. Take me home today, take me out to play, take me back into that sweet, sweet melody.
Hi everybody, Kristoffer here. Welcome to Llangower. We're in Pantaronen on the shores of Lake Tegid, the legendary home of Cerridwen and her family. We come here a lot. I come here a lot, especially when I need some inspiration or a touch of Awen. So this time I'm with the most wonderful, the most fabulous,
You make me blush.
Cerri Lee.
Hello.
You're right.
I'm all right, madame.
So, what does this place do to you?
Oh,
Why are you drawn here?
it fires my soul. You know, there's something here that just sings in the truest sense of the word. It makes my body and soul vibrate with passion and Awen.
It's like, I know that we can, I don't know how you feel about this. You know, I go all over the world talking about Cerridwen and Awen and the cauldron of inspiration. And it's true that it doesn't matter where you go in the world, that's quite tangible. But do you think, and it might just be that because we have the luxury of being able to come here, but somehow coming here to this space, which is hours for you, it's over an hour for me to get here.
Yeah.
It's as if somehow elements of it are more tangible, as if this landscape itself gave rise to
Yes.
the Awen that inspired
Yeah.
the legends and tales themselves.
It's kind of like the physical representation of the cauldron itself, isn't it? For me, and you know that there's an access point. It's like a power point that you tap into, and making a pilgrimage to this place gets you into a mindset of focus and magical opening, I think.
Yeah. So when I tend to come here fairly often,
Yeah.
and sometimes I come here just because I can.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just as simple as that. Sometimes I come here because there are times where I don't necessarily feel very inspired. And I come here and I find I get like a little injection of Awen.
Yeah.
Like, what? And a lot of things inspire me, and this landscape inspires me. And you know, look around at that cauldron that you were talking about, you can kind of see it here, and the oak trees and the way that they walk out of the wind.
The walking trees.
Yeah. So what inspires you? Where do you glean your Awen from?
I think for me, I come here particularly when I am in a liminal headspace where I am trying to focus when the mundane stuff gets so much that I just need to kind of push it to one side and be in a liminal space where I'm not in a comfort zone. I'm not in a mundane space. This is like an in between. It's betwixt and between for me.
Yeah,
it's neither one. It's neither one thing or the other. It's like the horizon that opens for me. So when you're talking about riding, you know, walking a liminal space, you are opening to possibilities. You are walking in infinite potential. I know that sounds a bit poncy. I'm sorry.
No, that sounds bad.
It's kind of how I feel about it. It's kind of, you could be walking on the water. It's that close, and you're opening those bits. You know, those cauldrons within are resonant and resonating with the song of the lake and the mountains and that powerful sky above.
Yeah.
You know. So for me, it's like everything starts to ring and pulse, and it kicks things off again, and you can feel the breath of the nine just stirring it and stirring it.
Yeah, the steam rising from it.
It's
So when you've been inspired and been in the currents of Awen, like here in this landscape, when you go back home, how do you disseminate that Awen? How do you inspire other people?
oh well.
What are your gifts of Awen?
I don't know. I always find that really difficult when somebody kind of, what
How
do
do you
you do?
inspire? I know how you inspire me, but
For me, ritual is quite a powerful tool. Personally, I have lots of small rituals, but my thing is taking the stories, the myths, the legends, the connection to the gods, and putting those into a context that people can be immersed in that environment,
yeah,
where they can take the inspirations from those words and they can actually act them out and work through them in a powerful, real sense. And sometimes, with up to 70, 80, I think the Cerridwen camp was like 90 people.
yeah,
You send them through the chase, you send them through an environment where you have created a liminal place set apart from other places, and put them so they put all of their mundane stuff away.
it becomes a
And
living
they are,
thing, doesn't it?
It is a
Yeah.
living thing, and that for me is just, working a bullseye trance,
Yeah.
working with the Cerridwen chase tail, 100-foot fire labyrinths, making that and sending people through it, and
That's very much your Awen as well.
it
It's like,
is.
I've been to those.
Yeah.
I've been touched by those. And I
Yeah.
think it's kind of similar, I suppose, to what happens to you when you come here to
Yeah.
these places, and that suddenly they're not just tales or legends or mythologies
No.
that we hear or we observe, but we become immersed in them.
And it's almost like experiential archaeology. It's like you don't understand fully until you put yourself through a process, and you find things within that process that you can sit and think about these things all you like and cogitate and pontificate, and you get loads and loads of things. But when you actually immerse yourself in being chased, there's something very visceral that comes alive within the mythology.
Yeah.
Just taking Cerridwen for instance.
And the catharsis that comes from that.
Completely. It's just, people come away, with quite major things that they've dealt with within that, which they didn't expect, which they didn't, they would never have looked for in that sense. And it's a powerful thing to help facilitate that.
Hopefully we'll be facilitating something quite similar this weekend here,
That would be cool.
and enabling people to engage with things on a very different level.
Mm.
Well, thanks, Kerry.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much. I've been Kristoffer, this is Kerry, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.